the voice of your community. 107.3 HFM.
And 107.3 HFM, the voice of your community. We are live and local at the Armadale Let's Connect Expo. I believe that was Magic and Rude. Great song.
I was busy chatting to our next guest.
Who is our next guest, James?
Our next guest is the charming Lorraine Wood from Read Right Now, Armadale.
Read Right Now.
Hello.
Welcome, Lorraine.
Thank you for having me.
How's it doing today for you guys?
Not too bad. We've had quite a few inquiries from other organisations as well as the general public.
Yeah, you're on stall 69 inside the hall, aren't you?
That's correct, yes, in the main hall.
Yeah. And so who are your clients, if you like? Introduce your organisation to us is what I'm trying to say.
Okay, so Read Right Now is a organisation which helps adults over the age of 18 with their literacy, which is their reading, writing, and also maths as well, computer skills. We've also recognised that that's a thing that is needed as well with
very much
the way things are going now with devices and things. So we also help people with computer skills, how to use your iPhone, that kind of thing. We had our 45th anniversary last year.
Congratulations.
We're statewide, thank you. We're statewide, and in the Armadale region, the typical client is somebody who probably didn't take to school very well for there's a lot of reasons for that.
People have different intelligences.
That's correct.
I think a lot of the time the education is set up to...
People learn differently as well.
Yes.
It's not necessarily an intelligence thing. So it's just some people just learn in a completely different way.
Yes.
And you need to identify that. And I think
Exactly, yes.
Yeah.
And back in the day, like in the 70s and 60s, when people around my vintage went to school, things like dyslexia and ADHD
it wasn't noted, was it?
No, it wasn't
known.
a diagnosed disability of any kind. You were just thought to be, you're dumb or whatever, which you're not. I shouldn't have said that really, but you're not. It's just, like you say, you learn a different way, and you just have to try to teach that person the skills that they need so that they can live their life.
It's not about learning per se. It's about learning how to learn.
Yes,
I think so. Yeah,
it's the most difficult thing to try and grasp.
Yeah.
Yes,
and I think it's interesting that while the historical perspective was that people were lacking. The historical perspective was that people were unable to learn. We've now found and progressed to the point where we've recognised that problem, and we're now addressing it, which is great.
Yes, that's right.
So all those people who are not successes of the traditional education system do have an opportunity now to address it and to improve themselves to a point where they can be more productive members of society.
Yes.
So you guys are... you've explained to us what you do. You're looking for volunteer tutors.
Yes, we do take volunteer tutors as well as students. We're always looking for both.
Do they have to be qualified tutors?
No, we get a wide range of people volunteer with us. When I volunteered many years ago, I don't have any teaching background or anything. A lot of people that we in our group are teachers or ex-teachers. I wasn't, and my colleague wasn't. We just had, various life skills. The minimum educational level is year 10, but anything higher than that is great. There's a training course. When you contact us to be a volunteer tutor, we give you an interview, explain everything, get to know what you've done, why you want to help us out. And then there's a training course, and it's half online, half face-to-face. And once you've done that and had a police clearance, you're all good to go.
Okay, so what's the program reach? I mean, you're obviously here for the Armadale region. What's the Armadale region for a start?
We go from Gosnells to Serpentine.
Okay.
And in between all that, on the up, east and west, and north and south,
how do we get in touch with you, please? I have a number here, perhaps you'd like to tell us what that is?
Yeah, that number is 1800 018 802.
And the website is www.read-write-now.org.au.
That's correct.
And a hyphen is a dash, not an underscore.
Which is correct, yes. Just trying to clarify that.
So if you tutors can either call the number or go and apply online, and I think now they've changed it. Students can also apply online if they've got some computer literacy.
Oh, that's fabulous.
And you're just asked a few general questions, especially if you're a tutor. If you are a student applying for some help, you get vetted, just some general things that central office at Leederville TAFE can tell whether the type of help you need, and if someone has an intellectual disability, whether they have the capability to remember what they've learnt and have that ongoing learning.
Yeah. Tell me about some successes over the last 45 years, which is quite a long time.
Oh, gosh.
So many, I bet.
Yeah, there is.
Anything that springs to mind? Any notables?
Yeah, actually, there is one. My colleague was just telling somebody it was a small success, I guess, but it was a big deal for this person. She was being tutored, and she had an intellectual disability, and her father did everything for her, and her mother had passed away, and her father said, well, you need to learn to do some things for yourself. So she wanted help with shopping and just general life skills. And she told her tutor that she wanted to get a library card. That was one of her big goals, because she'd never had a library card. So the tutor said, okay, well, we can get you a library card. What, have you got something with your name and address on it? And she said, no, I don't. My dad gets everything sent to him. So the tutor said, well, I will send you a letter, and then you bring that with you and we can get the card. So she wrote her a letter, posted it to her, and then she brought it in when she'd received it, and they got a library card for her, and she was very happy about that.
She was tickled pink.
Yeah, she was. She was really stoked about that. Yeah. Yeah.
Small wins is what it's all about, isn't it?
I think so, yeah.
Inclusive and just helpful to everybody. What a great initiative.
Okie dokie. Tell me how many, we've got here, you've assisted over 40,000 West Australians, but it's not just what are the benefits past the initial clients that you've got? So how does your tutoring of these additional people impact the lives of these people once they finish the program?
Well, once they've achieved their goal, whatever it is, it might be just the fact that they want to upskill because they want to start a course, or they want to get a better job. So then if in the case of a course, then they've got the skills then to apply to do that TAFE course or that university course.
You mentioned TAFE a few times. Is there a relationship?
Yes, there is a relationship with us and TAFE.
Are you going to be involved in the new TAFE that's being built here in Armadale?
Maybe
I don't know. That would be good.
We've just had the mayor coming in here and chatting about the various infrastructure projects which are happening.
Yes.
And we're getting a new TAFE as well as some more stuff being built.
Yeah, I've actually forgotten about that new TAFE. I knew it was being built here, but we'll have to look into that.
You'll have to chase that one up.
Yeah, we will. Thank you. I'll look into that
pleasure.
one.
So the tutors that help out, where would the typical venue be?
The typical venue is the local library.
Okay.
Many years ago we did do home tutoring, but as things change, it's now gone to being in a public place, and it's always the library. Occasionally it might be a coffee shop or something in some circumstances, but mostly it's the library. And you've got a lot of resources at the library to use, and the libraries are really good they love helping us out. So Kelmscott Library is really great. I'll give them a big plug.
Okay, so what else have you got coming up on the horizon for you guys?
More of the same, I imagine.
Yeah, more of the same. Trying to get more tutors and trying to get students matched up. We had a bit of a lull last year because I guess it was just coming out of COVID and all that stuff, and we didn't have a lot of students and we didn't have a lot of new tutors either, but now we've sort of, as the year's started, we're getting more students. And we've got a few more tutors, but we can always use a few more so that we can help those people that are not sitting there on a waiting list.
Great. Well, that's fantastic, Lorraine. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
We learnt a little bit about Read Right Now in Armadale, and you are statewide?
That's correct.
Just a small part of a larger chapter?
That's correct, yes.
And look, if you want help, or if you want to help, 1-800-018-802 or read-right-now.org.au.
Yes.
Thank you so much for joining us, Lorraine.
Thank you, Lorraine. Have a wonderful day.
You too. Thanks. Bye.